So I'm on gallery view. I hope you are too. And I would like to turn a page. The page is that as we do the heaven levels, which starts with push hand 7, 8, 9, I think we need to readjust ourselves by saying, these are not indications. This is not, now you need to do this, this, because that would bring you in an attitude of that you're still a student of, instead of being an explorer. If this is a valuable way of learning, that you go beyond your physical, mental self. So I think that's important for you to understand that I'm not going to give you the indications so that you fulfill the indications, because that would be a little bit besides the point. This is actually what happens when you have a conversation with someone and say, hey, what do you think of this idea? You want to try it out? Yes, let's try it out together. So that's a little bit different. I hope you let that sink in, and that you will not do this work with a piece of paper in front of you and think that you now need to do this or that. That's not the idea of this work. So anytime you want to speak, please do, because I like you to feel that you are participating in an exploration of what happens if I cultivate my chi in a certain breathing pattern, because that's what we are doing. So the time that I learned push hand 7, that was in Patrick's time, and he would show something once, maybe 2 times, but that would be it, and then you need to have gotten it. I'm not saying you should get it once or twice and then you should have gotten it, but it's a kind of challenge, I think, for all of us if we keep doing this on Zoom. So I really hope that this summer we can come together and to be in the same space. Because for those who have been in the same space, doing the meditations together, I wouldn't call it the meditations, I would say the awakenings of our awareness, then you know how really it strengthens what happens inside of each of us. It's more than 10 people working together. It doesn't become 10 plus, it becomes more than the 10 together. So I think it's important that you really feel welcome to explore. And you let that sink into yourself. I see Peter Kennedy twice. Okay, good. Anybody else wanting to say anything to begin with? All right, everybody quiet. So up till now, we have done all the push hands levels with certain concentrations in it. Like if you do push hands 4, it was the wheel. Then we got the short returns, which gotten already a little bit more, less literal, less mechanical. Then we got to Pushans 5, where you go through the gate of strength and softness, and where you learn to do Tifangs. You learn about the ground zero point. And after that, in Pushan 6, you learn how to project your chi. Remember the single whip? That you do that? That you will find also in this, that you can do that. Because we need to learn that we are more than our physical mental self. And we are all exploring that. So Pushan 7 is about the spiral awareness. Everything in nature, including us, we are nature. Everything doesn't go in straight lines. It comes from somewhere, it unfolds and it falls again. If you as a young, if you just be incarnated, so to speak, the first day of a living being is the most yang. The second day is the most yin. The third day, you have the beginning of understanding time. The fourth day is that you understand space. And the fifth and sixth day is that you know who you are. You know your identity. And the seventh day is a day of rest. Sounds very religious, but it is what happens. And after that, everything goes from yin to yang, from yin to yang. So you fold and unfold. That's why at times nowadays people finding brain cells in the belly, because it's a folding and unfolding at all times. That is what nature does. But what we as Tai Chi players do is we like to cultivate our Chi. And we like to do that with the breathing of our dantians. And so spiral awareness is, it comes from somewhere, you receive it and you release it. And the relay station is your dantian. It comes into you, you receive, you release. You receive, you release. So that would be if you would go up and down. In the form, we have a specific part of the form where we have the spiral awareness going, only receiving from the heavens and sending it to the heavens. Receiving it from the heavens, sending it to the heavens, etc. And then we have the infinity breathing, which we will do at the beginning of the form, in ward of left and ward of right, and in the four corners. And we will go through that and then we'll see it. Would you like to see the infinity picture one more time? Say yes or no, yes. Okay, Patrice is ready to show it to us. So, as you can see, when you inhale, the inhale is always, so to speak, on the outside of your body, going, yeah, you can do that, all the way up to the top of the head. And then it goes, on the exhale, it goes down more on the inside, just below the surface, so to speak, and goes down, all the way down to the perineum. And as you can see, it's not like the orbit. It doesn't go around and around and around. It then, from that point, it rises up again, which is the yang of yin. It's the rising of the yin all the way into the mouth to the tip of the tongue, where it then descends, which is the yin of yang, because the back side is called yang, the front is yin. But that's where you can see that it descends, then it rises, and descends on the front, on the inside. It rises on the front and it descends on the inside of the back. So this is a tool. This is to explore if this in the the objective is to become one. But in our oneness, we make distinctions between what is going out and what is coming towards us. What is yin of nature coming towards us, or what is going away from us, which is yang. And the more sophisticated we get, the more you can see the differences of how the vibration is of that chi. And then I would also like to, any questions on this before I go on? All good? Then we can take away the picture. So if you look at what chi is not a substance in itself. Chi is where you have your attention. Chi is where there is interaction and communication. It is not, oh, here is my chi going that way. No, it's because my mind's eye, my awakened state is there so that I feel it. I am aware of it. So you don't have to visualize it. You just need to be awake enough so that your awareness is there. All right. So that's just the introduction. All right. So if you have no other questions and you just want to go through the work, then we can start. So you want to get up on your feet. Oh, the first thing, of course, you do sitting. Let's do some sitting. Let's do at least 3 breaths. Infinity
So,
breathing.
Ketty, would you like me to spotlight you and go to speaker view?
Yes, except I'm not going to do the round. So then we can,
Okay.
you go back to gallery. All right? So, as you might have read in the paper, is that you like, as a female, have the left hand on the bottom and put the right hand on top, and then connect the thumbs. If you're a male, then the right hand, etc. So left over right. Good. Please sit on your sit bones. Make yourself available to open up your channels. Focus on your dantian, because all qi first is collected in the dantian, and from there it will go to your tailbone and rise up. So as you go through 3 breaths, let's start now. Rises up along the spine to the top of the head. As you exhale, it goes inside to the perineum. Then on the outside, on the midline, on the front, it rises up to the tip of the tongue. And then it goes down with the exhale from the tip of the tongue down on the inside of your spine to the tailbone. Try it a few times yourself, explore. When you are done, you can put your hands on your thighs. Does anybody have questions on this breathing as we sit? All right. Edna is always telling me to wait a minute. I'm waiting. Okay. Good. Then let's get up. Let's go to gallery view. Good. We're going through I guess I stay in the picture. Knowing that you know the form, that's not the point. The point is that you relax, completely relax. And if anything is too much for you, just go into your dantian. It's always good to do a few rounds in your dantian. So exhale and begin. Inhale with orbit breathing. That's where you make a complete loop. Inhale, up the spine. Exhale, down the front. Inhale, up the front. Exhale, down the back. Inhale, up the back. Continue orbit breathing. When you get to single whip before the four corners, just stay there for a moment until we're all there. Just observing if everybody got there. All right, so in the form you would have inhaled from single whip. And what you do now is you exhale down the front, rotate, inhale as your arm comes up in the corner on the front. Exhaling down the back. Inhaling up the back. Exhaling down the front. And then in the third corner, the yin rising on the front. Exhaling on the back, the yang side. And then when your right arm comes up, it rises on the back side to the top of the head. Now it descends down the front, and then it comes up on the front. Down on the back, and then up on the back. Continue orbit breathing. In a minute, we again get to a single whip, and that is where I would like us to be together. So I'm looking at the screen, seeing until everybody gets a single whip before the 7 stars. All right? So here we go and we explore spiral awareness, where either it comes towards you, or you receive it, or you release it. So from here, shift and release down into the earth. Receive from the earth as you come up in a spiral to the dantian. From here, we let release to the heavens. And receive from the heavens. You're all a little bit different timing, so that's why it's difficult. You're now in astride the tiger. Go to astride the tiger. So here you have received from the heavens, but now you're releasing it to the heavens as you start your spin. Then you receive from the heavens as you make your spin all the way until the foot has brushed the lotus. And then you release it down to the earth. Continue. You release it down into the earth, and then you receive it from the earth in shoot the tiger. Continue. Now you continue your orbit breathing. When you do stay in the Tao position, remain there, because that comes right after. In the Tao position, just focus on your dantian. Let your dantian breathe. From there, you go to yin-yang breath. If you set a timer for yourself to 21 minutes, you can divide the time as you like it. You know that this is orbit breathing. Up the spine, down the midline. Beautiful loops, very nourishing. But also this orbit is, of course, having somewhere a connection to heaven and earth, to yin and yang. So let's all do 5 for the moment. And then you go to the bear. Go wider and just make the moves. And let's all start on the left leg with the right hand on top. All right. As you go to the right, the chi rises to the top of the head on the back side. You release it down to the perineum on the front. You receive it from the front up to the tip of the tongue as you go to the left. And then you let it go back to the tailbone. Let it come up over the spine to the top of the head. Let it go down on the midline on the inside. Let it come up on the outside of the inside. The outside, the middle, I'll say that again. Forgive me. I go to the right now, so it's rising up on the spine, descending on the midline, coming up on the front as I go to the left, letting it drop down to the tailbone as I turn my hands over. Inhaling to the right, it rises up on the spine, it goes down to the perineum, comes up on the outside of the front as I go to the left, etc. So let that be with your breathing, inhaling, exhaling on the sides. Remember, you're exploring this for yourself. Go with your own timing. Inhaling always across, exhaling on the sides. Remember that the right side is representing the yang, is the back side. Do you have any questions on this? Then you need to ask. All right. After that, you can do stalking the fox. Let's all start on the right leg. Open the toes of the left. Shift into the left. The chi rises on the back side. It goes down on the front as you change the legs. That's an exhale. On the inhale, it comes up on the front. It goes down on the back. It comes up on the back. The right hand is representing the yang, and that is what is associated with the back side of your body. Let your breathing, your Dantian breathing, be the guide. And let's see if you become aware that this is happening inside of you. Can you awaken the rising and descending of the chi? Can you, as you go to the right or to the left with your right hand, associate that with the yang? As your left hand comes forward, can you associate that with the front, the yin, etc.? You have 7 days, 2 sessions a day, and see how it goes. At times you might not have noticed anything, but you have done the moves. Well, that's still good, as long as you relax with it. Then it might surprise you that it is right there. You're doing it without thinking. That's such a nice feeling. So, I myself use an insight timer where I have 21 minutes divided in 7 minutes. The Tai Chi round is the Tai Chi round, but after that, one day I will do more of the Tao, the other day I will do more of the yin-yang breath, or the constant bear and owl, or this, whatever it does for you. All right. And then, do you have a salt with you? Do you have a salt? So, if you don't have a salt, use a pencil or anything. Remember that we like to extend ourselves beyond our limited physical self. So, with the sword, you can practice to extend all the way to the tip of the sword. So take a bear width, so to speak. It's the same almost as the constant bear looking owl. My sword is in the right hand. As I go to the left, the energy rises up on the front. It goes down on the backside as I make the turn. As I go to the right, it rises up on the backside to the top of the head. Then it descends down on the midline. Then I comes up on the midline, the front, it goes down on the back. So. And let it be your breathing guiding you. So inhaling, going across, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, at your own pace. To the left is on the front, to the right is on the back. But where does it come from? So you need to let it go down and up. So if I may have your attention for a moment, if I do it in front of the camera, I'll speak of you. You like to have the tip, you see this, the tip more or less where it is. So down and up. If I do it with my arm just for a moment, you see that it makes a loop. You see that? So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling on the back side, down on the front, inhaling on the front, down on the back, etc. All right? You have 7 days to practice, so one day, or maybe it's already good at this moment. And if you have a pole, you can use the pole or continue with the saw for a moment. So it's the same principle. As you go to the left, it comes down on the front as it goes to, start on the left. Yes. Inhaling. Inhaling up the back, letting it come down on the front. Inhaling up the front and then down on the back. Inhaling up the front, down on the back, etc. The idea is that you extend all the way to the tip of the pole, if you can. It's not something your mind can grasp. Just let it happen. See if it can happen for you. If you have never had a pole, it's fine. Use an umbrella, a walking stick, a pen. Learn to extend. Learn to be beyond your physical self. That's all what we are doing. So if you have questions on this, please ask.
I do have a question on the pole. I noticed a big difference between my left and right arms. Is that
Yeah.
pretty typical?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Are you right-handed?
Left-handed.
Left-handed.
It feels more awkward when my right arm is extended. I guess that makes, I shouldn't even have to mention it, I guess, sorry.
No, it's valuable. You see, you're exploring, so there are no mistakes. Particularly in springtime, make mistakes. There are no
Thank you.
punishments. No punishment at all. Zip. All right, anything else?
What did Joan mean by arm extended?
Joan, what do you mean by arm extended?
I meant when we were to the right and the right arm was higher than the left before it comes down again. That exchange is awkward for my arm.
Ah,
Left
yeah.
felt fine. Didn't feel awkward.
Yeah, but your arms are not very far from each other, are they?
Well, maybe, maybe I
They're not
haven't.
like this.
I probably had it too far extended. Thank
Yeah,
you. Good
like
catch.
this.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is plenty. And the thing is that you might want to manually handle your pole, but you need to have it in your dantian.
And
So,
Hetty, there was a message in the chat. Floyd wonders whether or not you'd be willing to do the sword positioned on the diagonal so that we can see the end of the rotation. I'm just reading it, e.g. the end of the rotation faces the camera.
right. Floyd, can I see you?
Sure, I will spotlight Floyd and you. So let me find Floyd. There he is. And let me find you.
So
All right.
tell me what you miss, Floyd. What is it you need?
You're on mute, Floyd, so please unmute yourself first. Oh, just turn the camera off.
Wrong button.
There you go.
In the sword bear demonstration, it was facing the camera, and I was wondering if we could see it this way.
So inhale.
That's a
On the back.
90-degree rotation, not a diagonal rotation. So if you intended to,
This way?
yeah, so that when you turn to the right or the left, whichever way you are, it faces the end of the rotation. You are facing the camera at the end of the rotation. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
Yes,
Yes?
I,
Yes, please.
I seem to, you can't see my feet, but my empty foot looks like it just wants to leave the floor. It's some kind of, so I don't know whether that's okay or whether we really need to be rooted at all time on both feet.
Anne-Marie, explore. I think
Okay,
both is fine.
good.
We are such a good students. You're not a student anymore. You're an explorer. Try both.
Okay, well, that gives me a lot of freedom. That's great.
Yes. As long as your dantian is breathing and you receive and release, you do that infinity. See if it works, if it brings you closer to giving up and soften up.
Okay, I'll try not to be such a good student.
Yeah, yes. All right, anything else? Good. As you know, there are also, guidelines if you are with a partner or partnering up. I hope that those people know what to do. Otherwise, ask if you have questions on that. I also wanted to reassure you that you can alternate when you do these sessions. One is longer than the other one. So if you like to do that in the morning, that's fine. It's for you, what will really bring you into a different state? That's the whole idea. And let's see if we can use this tool and see, yeah. Oh no. Find out. All right. So, shall we do a few more breaths? Sitting? If you have no questions, then that's it.
So
Oh, I
these,
actually have a question. Katie?
Yes, Peter?
Thank you. Could you clarify the part in the form, the spiral awareness for the spin, the change from heaven to earth, or from the change from receiving? We send to the heavens as we rotate to the left. And then could you clarify from there for me, please?
So, here, down, descend, release to the earth, receive from the earth, all the way to here. Release to the heavens, receive from the heavens, release to the heavens, receive from the heavens all the way until your foot has brushed the lotus leaves. Release to the earth and receive from the earth. And after that, it's orbit breathing.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Any last questions?
There is a question about the whether or not sorry, I'm gonna go back here to gallery view. Joan wonders if this is the only time we're going to log into Zoom for the 8th level home training.
Yes, if you all would like to do one at the end, that would be, I think, always very helpful. If you do this work together, then we always sit for a moment and see what comes up, what you would like to share. So, would you let Patrice know if
I'd
you
be
want
happy
that?
to host it at the same time on Friday the 18th.
All right.
So it would be midday.
That's before some of us will have finished the training that evening.
So we need to do it on Saturday then? Is that better?
Well, Saturday we'll be done with the training. So I don't know if we have a session for Europe and a session for the States. Or whether you do your morning session at 1:30 Eastern time and you do your evening session that evening. So at least we're doing a session together. I don't know.
I understood that we would just have a conversation, not that we would do
No.
the training together, but that we were just sharing about the training after, as we generally do. That's my understanding. I thought that's
Yes.
so it
my
needs to be
understanding
clarified.
too. So if you want to do that, then we need to do it on Saturday, because then everybody is done, whatever time zone you're in.
So that's possible, but The earliest I can do it is like 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern, because I'm teaching that morning. So if you guys want to do something, it makes it the time you thought we were going to be today. So it would,
That would be my time, 8:30.
let's see, if we did it 2:30 Eastern, it would be 8:30 CET.
Yes,
It'd
because
be
I thought
1:30
this
CT.
session would be at 8:30.
Right. So if you guys don't mind doing it a little bit later, I can send out a notice and send out the link on Saturday, the 18th, 19th, Saturday, the 19th. Joan?
Yeah, I didn't mean to throw a monkey wrench into this whole thing. I just meant a yes or no if you had another Zoom plan that I wasn't aware of. Sorry.
We did not have anything else planned.
Thank you,
But
Patrice. Thank you,
I
Henry.
will work, I will meet with Cuddy. It sounds like we could open up the room to see if anybody wants to share their experience on Saturday, the 19th at 2:30 Eastern time. Okay,
Thank you, Patrice. Thank you.
certainly.
Good. All right. So are you ready to do a few breaths? Because we were on our way to do that. Is that good? All right then. So open your channel between heaven and earth. You know best. And let's just do 4.
Hi, Patrice, could you send the image to us? I found that very useful. I don't see it with the home indications. That'll be useful to have.
Is that okay with you, Cuddy? Yeah, okay. Yes, I'll send that image that you just saw today with the information about other
Thank you.
information.
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Michael?
A question about the direction of the eyes. I mean, in Tai Chi, we generally look on the horizon, but in the meditative state, particularly in Buddhist meditation, one tends to look obliquely downward. Do you have any recommendation not to do that, to get a more internal state when you're doing the meditation? Because it puts me in a more internal place, but the other could be done and be internal.
Michael, you're exploring it.
Yeah,
explore.
yeah, I think it doesn't have to be rigid. Good. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, you're not a student anymore. All right. So I tend to like to start my sessions with an Om salutation. If you like that too, please do. Whatever brings you in a different mindset is helpful. It has helped me. So. It's always good to be with each other, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you next Saturday. And for now, this is it. Patrice, can you stay for a moment?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gerry. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, everybody. Thank you.